The plan unfolds. Another door opens. The new beginning. Robert writes, "We know that all things change. Although change sometimes appears random and chaotic, not one thing occurs without purpose. Although the underlying purpose is rarely evident at first, very often it's only in retrospect, after the passage of time and the healing of our pain, that we begin to perceive a purpose behind our life transitions. And as we identify that purpose behind those life transitions, we are empowered to then be in that new beginning, that new self, that new identity. You are not here by accident. You know that, right? Do you know that? You're not here by accident. You are here by divine appointment. You have shown up, as have I and all the rest of us on the planet at this time. We have shown up by divine appointment. We are here to do and be something that will facilitate, I'm about to make up another word, that will facilitate the natural ongoing evolution of consciousness in humanity. And that when we see these crises happening in the environment, that these crises are meant as evolutionary drivers to push forward life to higher and more evolved states. And there is a distinct and direct parallel to what happens in the evolution of nature to what is happening to the evolution of your soul, my soul, your consciousness, my consciousness at this point in human history. That we are being grown and evolved to a higher state of consciousness, not just for our own benefit, but for the world that is trying to emerge through each and every one of us. I want to share with you a few pointers that he makes about what this true new beginning feels like, what it looks like, how it begins to come about. First, he says a true new beginning starts as an internal experience and usually a subtle one. You know, when we think about new beginnings, sometimes we think about new beginnings where we actually sit down very consciously and say, I'm going to do this in a new way in my life now. And so maybe at the beginning of a new year, we have all that wonderful energy and we set new goals and new directions and new dreams, and that's well and good. But that's a very different process than what he's talking about here that can lead to a radically transformed life from the inside out. He says a new beginning starts as an internal experience, often a very subtle feeling. When a true new beginning takes place, he says the external circumstances of our life only slowly begin to reflect the internal transformation that has already taken place. We return to our life with newfound powers and freedom and strength that we gained as a result of the ending and that we gained as a result of the time in the hallway or the time in the void. And we come to experience that this new wisdom and power are not given to us solely for our own benefit, but are given that we may serve others in some way. I know in those times in my life where the changes have been hard and difficult and painful, that one of the things that has helped me to deal with them is to realize, oh my gosh, this is not just ultimately for my own growth and my own benefit, but it's going to help me in some way to be a benefit of other people. That's an important thing to remember. And in that process, we discover a whole other aspect of ourselves. We identify new potentials. We identify new strengths, new abilities. And so very important to this idea of true new beginnings is that it usually begins not with something that we've changed out here and have said we want this to be the new beginning, but we're beginning to feel something moving or healing or changing inside of ourselves.